He was Ring Magazine 2024 Trainer of the Year, Bob Santos. The second time winning it, right?
No, I won it in 2022, Ring Magazine, Sports Illustrated. I was nominated again this year, fortunately, and I'm thankful for that.
I mean, of all the great trainers in the sport, what's it like to be voted the best trainer in the sport?
You know, obviously you got to be blessed. There's a lot of great trainers out there. You got to have a tremendous year. And I was fortunate to do that. And there's so many great trainers out there. So it's just a blessing to be nominated and mentioned among the greats. And so I'm thankful for that. I was blessed, like I said, to work with guys like Joe Goosen, learn from them, Emmanuel Stewart, be around guys like Ronnie Shields. And so I've been very, very, very blessed in that regard.
I wanted to ask you, I want to start with Mario and then we'll get to the Juarez brothers. You've had a heck of a relationship with Mario. You really turned it around for him. As soon as he got with you, he started knocking fighters out. That connection you have with Mario, can you just talk about that a little bit?
Well, he's a tremendous fighter in his own right. His father did a great job with him before I was ever able to work with him, set a great foundation for him. And I'm just blessed to be a part of this team, and whatever I can add to help him and be there for him, it's been a true blessing. But his father did a tremendous job with him, with the foundation with him, and obviously he's taken it to the next level with the hard work that he's done. And so you're very fortunate to be around, you know, great fighters, great talents, and I'm very blessed to work with guys like that.
He was in a fight of the year type of fight late last year with Abel Ramos. In between those rounds, what are you telling him? Is it just motivating him, or what are you telling him when he's in that kind of war?
Well, I mean, obviously you got to keep his head about him, which he did. I thought we won the fight. It should have been a knockdown ruled in the first round. It wasn't. It should have been a 10-8. To that point, had the referee, you know, just when he separated him, either it's got to be a 10-8 or you don't separate him. You got to let him to continue to fire on him, and that would have changed the totality of the fight. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, you know, there's human beings involved. They got to make split-second decisions. But the truth of the matter is, we hit him with a good shot. Whether the glove touched or not, you don't separate him unless you think it's a knockdown. If you separate him, you think it's a knockdown, you got to rule it a knockdown. It's a 10-8. To me, he won the fight. Obviously, we're on to bigger and better. But that changed the trajectory of the entire fight, because if you rule it 10-8, then obviously we win unanimous decision. If you don't rule it a 10-8, then you got to let Mario continue to fire on him while he's hurt.
And he might get the stoppage,
And even if he doesn't, that guy's going to take a lot more punishment in that round and not be as fresh in the middle rounds or going down the stretch. So, unfortunately, that's what happened. But to me, Barrios won that fight. It was a competitive fight. It was good for boxing. It was on Netflix. You can't get better than that, bigger than that.
Biggest fight ever,
over
right?
100-something countries. So from that regard, it was great. But he's on to bigger and better, and we'll see what transpires next.
I want to ask you about that. He's had a lot going on this year. He became a father for the first time. He's got a lot going on. You said bigger and better, so I guess there's not going to be a rematch. When can we expect to see Mario again? And is there an opponent in mind?
Sure, we got an opponent in mind. I think it's going to be a tremendous fight for Mario Barrios moving forward. You know, obviously there's a lot of names in the mix. Everybody wants a shot at that WBC belt. He obviously just became a father not too long ago, but we'll see what transpires. But hopefully we'll get him in the ring sooner rather than later.
First half of this year, we'll be back?
I hope so. I hope so, and I think so.
You're also working with the Juarez brothers.
Sure.
I want to welcome to Texas, by the way. I know you're here a lot, but welcome back to Texas. It's great to have you. I want to start with Sebastian. 6'1". I know he's fighting above his weight, but he says he can still make 154. Working with Sebastian, you've worked with him his whole pro career, right?
Yeah.
Since he was an amateur, right?
Yeah, so, you know, I've been very fortunate to be with him again. Credit to his father, his family, and what they've done with him, and setting the amateur foundation for him, and what we can add to enhance that to the pro game and get him to sit down a little bit more on punches and things that we can increase with him, which we have, and I think you're going to see that Saturday night.
He's just, I think he just turned 20. How close is he, and what's the plan on him?
I believe he's still 19.
19?
But that being said, the plan with him is just keep him active as possible and see how he progresses, and we'll take it step by step and get him into title contention at some point.
Speaking of title contention, his older brother, Omar, has gotten close. He's won a couple of fights since his 2 controversial losses. He's lost to Bartholomew. Most people thought he won. What were your thoughts on that? And then what's the plan moving forward?
You know, I feel the same. You know, Rances Bartholomew used to be one of my fighters. He won a couple world titles with me. And obviously, I thought Omar Juarez edged out that fight. The judges didn't see it that way. So unfortunate for him, but he's still young. It's an experience learned. He'll bounce back from that. And I think not too in the distant future, I think you'll see him in a world title fight, and I think he can win one.
You've worked with a lot of world champions. How close is he, and does he have that pedigree?
Oh, he's right there. What he just needs is the opportunity. So he needs to get an eliminator, an interim fight, or a title fight. So obviously he's staying active here in Texas, which is very important. You got the more active you are, the better you're going to be. We all know that. So here he is back again in Texas. He's fighting again, staying active. And now it's just a matter of getting the opportunity, and I think that'll come not in too distant future.
Appreciate your time, Bob. Best of luck tomorrow.
At Bob Santos Boxing. Let's go, baby. Thanks to all the boxing fans out there. We love you.
Thank you, Bob.